J&J Eco Beauty, your #1 formulation partner in Kenya. I hope you're excited as I am about this journey, about these learning sessions. I am, and I'm excited that you're checking them out, you're commenting, you're sending feedback, and you're sharing with the people that would care to learn something about the beauty or cosmetics industry. So thank you for watching, thank you for subscribing, and thank you for leaving in your comments and questions and feedback. So today we are back with a new product, a very basic product but can also be complex. Today we are formulating a lip balm. So lip balms are some of the most basic products in the beauty industry. They're very easy to make. You can make your own, but you also need to learn a few things here and there to make sure that they're functional, they hold together, and they do what they need to do. So I'm excited, and we'll see what we get ourselves into. So let's get going. So before we get into the ingredients, we want to look at what a basic lip balm should have. Now your lips, just like your face and your hair and your hands, tend to be the parts of your body that face the harshest of the weather or environmental conditions because they are exposed. So your lips, you need to take care of them, and you also want to include things in the product that are safe, because you're going to be licking them maybe somehow. So you want to make sure that you're using ingredients that are safe or edible, but you also want to include things that protect your lips and are also healing to your lips. A majority of the people struggle with the chapped or cracked lips. I think the difference is just the level. Some people will be a bit extensive or extreme, but a majority of the people will struggle with flapped or chapped or cracked lips, and so you want to also make sure that your product is taking care of that. So a basic lip balm should have an ingredient that is moisturizing, should have an ingredient that is healing, so for the sake of the chapped or cracked lips, and should have an ingredient that helps lock in moisture so that your lips are not losing too much moisture, and also leaves a protective barrier. So structurally, again, I was talking about the function of the lip balm, but structurally, we know lip balms are most of the times put in tubes or it's just simple jars. So you also want something that binds and holds together. And if you're using a tube, for example, this is a lip balm tube, you want a product that is hard enough so that as you are trying to get it out, it doesn't stick on the side of the tube and then you're not able to roll it out. So structurally, we tend to include just 3 types of ingredients in our lip balm: waxes, butters, and oils. So getting into the ingredients that we have today, I have 2 different waxes. We are making 2 different kinds of lip balms. So I have a yellow wax and I have a white wax. Both of them are beeswax. So these are basically for the sake of holding your product together so that it doesn't crumble, and they also serve a function in that they are also moisturizing, and also waxes tend to leave a protective layer on your skin or on your lips, so like I said, you're not losing moisture. We have another ingredient which is lanolin. Lanolin is a power emollient, a power moisturizer. Some people have issues with it, but again, as I keep saying, you choose ingredients based on your product's philosophy. People have issues with lanolin because it's a product, it's an animal-based product, so you don't have to use it if, for example, you're making a vegan product, but it is a good emollient. It is healing, it's soothing, and it helps tame itchiness and flaking. So, and that explains why things like milking jellies have become very popular for skin nowadays, because they contain quite a good amount of lanolin, and it's very soothing and it is very healing. And then we have the moisturizers: shea butter, we have sweet almond oil, which is also a moisturizer, and then we also have coconut oil, which is a moisturizer. Now I'm leaving castor oil because I want to talk about it last, because it's also a moisturizer. But castor oil is a very good ingredient for lip care products. I think most people know castor oil for hair, but it is a really good product for lip and has been proven in several studies to help with chapping or cracked lips. Now the reason for that is because castor oil has a fatty acid, monounsaturated fatty acid called ricinoleic acid, which has been proven in the skincare industry to be a good humectant, and that means again it protects your lips from losing moisture, but it also draws moisture from the environment to your lips. So you sort of have a double gain and a double advantage from it. And then by itself, it's also a moisturizer. So you will notice that on both my lip balms, I will use castor oil, and I recommend it highly as a lip ingredient. And then we have vitamin E, which we use in balms and butters, and it's an antioxidant. Antioxidant generally tames the production of free radicals, and so it helps tame cell damage. So that is those are our ingredients for today, and I want to separate them based on which one will go on our 2 lip balms. I already have my ingredients or my formulation clearly written. As always, I will share this in the description box below, and then you can get to choose your ingredients or pick from the ratios that I have sent. I will do my first lip balm first, and I will pour all the other ingredients in here, and then I'll melt them together. These are first lip balm. It has sweet almond, castor oil, shea butter, white wax, and vitamin E. But I'll add vitamin E after it is well melted, after the waxes and the oils are melted. The second one contains the yellow beeswax and lanolin and the other oils that I had mentioned, the sweet almond, castor oil, shea butter, and finally I'll add vitamin E when everything is well melted. Lanolin is sticky and messy to deal with, but that is what formulation is about. You've got to deal with some of these things. Every time you add in an ingredient or you pour in an ingredient, just tick it off your list so that you're not confused at the end on what you've added and what you've not added. Our waxes, our butters, and our oils in here ready and mixed up. So what I need to do is melt them, and I will melt them in a hot water bath, and then after they are melted, we'll add our vitamin E, and then we'll go to the next step. So we leave the ingredients in here so that they can melt, and you can use a hot water bath as you've seen me do several times, or you can use it directly on heat if you have something that is heat resistant like a beaker. But for now we don't have that, so we will use this hot water bath, and it is sufficient. The only thing we want them to do is to melt without burning, and a hot water bath is one of the safest ways for you to be able to do that. So our butters, oils, and waxes are well melted. The only thing I need to add in here is the vitamin E. Okay, all right. So the thing with anything that has waxes, like beeswax, is that it solidifies quickly because waxes have a high melting point. So it solidifies quickly, and which means you have to handle it very fast, and you have to put it in the containers very fast. This is a complete lip balm. The only thing that I need to do is put it in a jar or in a tube. However, if you wanted to, you could add a flavor or any other additive that you want to do for the sake of aesthetics. So I will do 2 kinds of packagings. So for the tubes, the only thing you need to do is open, and it's ready to pour. So I have my tube and my little jar filled up, and I am done as far as this lip balm is concerned. So the only thing that I also need to do now is set it aside so that it will completely solidify, and then we will see how it turns out. So we move on to our next lip balm. So to stain this or to color it, you can use whatever color pigment that you choose. You can use a mica, but remember this is a lip product, so you have to use a pigment that is safe, or you can use an oil soluble color, like the ones that are used for baking and kitchen stuff, but you have to make sure that it is oil soluble because this is all oil. We've not added our vitamin E yet. We will at the last stage, but for now, for me to stain my lip balm, I chose to use just a small piece of a lipstick that I have in the house, and that is what I'll use to give it color. So I'll drop this in here, I'll remelt it just a little bit for the color to stir in, and then we'll package it and we'll see how it turns out. So I only had to reheat my butters and oil just a little bit for the lipstick to melt so that I could stir it in here, and I'm done. So I need to quickly add in my vitamin E and then pour it into the containers before it solidifies once again. To get my vitamin E in here. Alright, I've added my vitamin E, and because it is cold, the temperature of this product has lowered and it is already solidifying. So once again I need to pour it into the containers very quickly. Actually, it's not difficult to pour it in the tube. I didn't even have any spillage, and this is it. We are done. We want these ones to also solidify, and then we will see how both of them turn out. This sample and the first sample that we had already poured in the containers. At the end of the day, the secret to making good and functional lip balms is, of course, getting your ingredients right. Number one, so it depends with what you want to do. You don't have to use the oils that I use. There are many good oils out there that are healing and moisturizing to the lips, but there are certainly those ones that I would recommend. For example, Castor Oil and Lanolin, and I already explained why you need to use them. But if you're making a vegan product, for example, then you have to leave out the lanolin, leave out the beeswax, and use a vegetable-based wax. I said in the beginning, you have canuba and candelilla wax out there, and other types of waxes that you can utilize. Also, if you're able to mix in hard waxes and soft waxes, then well and good, it will do your lip balm well. So we used hard waxes today, that's the beeswax, but we also have other softer waxes out there like hydrogenated vegetable oils, and lanolin to a certain extent also serves that purpose. And softer waxes are those ones which are soft, not as hard as the beeswax, but they still have a high melting point, so they still hold your product together. If you're able to mix those two, well and good, I think you'd get a better product. But bottom line, as long as it's functional, it holds together, then and it serves the purpose which you are creating it for, you're good to go. However, if you're going to make these for sale, then there are certain things you cannot do. For example, you will not use a lipstick to color your lip balms. Get an oil-soluble color, and of course, you can also add flavors to your lip balms. There's a wide variety of good and beautifully tasting flavors out there that you can make use of. This is it, guys. Drum rolls. I love how my lip balms have turned out. I just love how smooth and consistent they look. I love the colors, but of course the test is in the trying, so we need to see if they actually hardened and are consistent enough to come out of the tube when you need them to, so you can draw them out and back in the tube. Let's try this one, and same to this one. So once they harden, they'll sit in properly, but I also want to see how they feel on the skin. So let's see. Again, applies easily for both of them. Let me see how this one feels. Oh, it's also really soft and really glossy, so it will be very much easy for you to get it and get it on your lips. And I honestly love the colors as well. That's it from me, guys. I hope that was informative. I hope that was helpful. I hope you're inspired to make your own lip balms. And I hope you get to comment, send in your feedback and your questions. Let me know what you want to see me formulate next. Subscribe, guys, and share out the videos. And see you next time. Keep well and keep safe. Stay wise, stay profitable, and love one another. Cheers.